Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnearly.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK, and I'm going to make yet another project with this gorgeous framed violets, stamps and die set, and the stunning Violet Dreams designer series paper. And I've made one already. It is a super simple little gift bag, and inside it has a little bag of dried lavender. So this is actually a bit bigger than it needs to be, but you could put some other little goodies in there instead to fill it up. So bring in my paper trimmer, and my first cut on this 12 by 12 paper is to cut this at 6 inches. So I'm just lining that up. I've got my direction of my pattern going that way, and I can get two of these little bags out of one sheet with some to spare, because I need to cut the length down to 7 inches, which means I will have plenty left over for a card. Okay, so on my 7-inch side, I'm going to score that at 2 1/4. Keep my cutting blade out of the way. 2 1/4, 3 1/4, 5 1/2, and then 6 1/2. Okay, just going lightly with my scoring because this is just a designer series paper. And then I'm scoring 1 inch from the bottom and 1 inch from the top, so at 1 inch and at 5 inches if you prefer. Okay, so nice and easy so far, and it doesn't get much more difficult. So again, we're just using paper here, so I'm just gently reinforcing those score lines with my fingers. Just line up your edges before you press that down. You can use a bone folder, but again, just go gently with that. This one, got my little one at the end here I've not done. There we go. Like so. Line up my edges. Give it a little press, and there should be one more. There we go. Okay, so I have all of my score lines finished. Both ways. That way and that way. Give that a little press as well. All right, so I need to do a little bit of cutting. I have my lovely new detailed scissors, and I'm just cutting up along the bottom here, along that score line to where it intersects with that one there. Okay, and then doing the same on the next one and the next one and that final one. Okay, so I've just cut straight up all of them. I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to take just a little extra off from that little skinny side panel, and those two squares I'm just going to take a little wedge off either side, just take out the bulk. Again, because this is paper, it's not quite so necessary, but it's just a habit I've got into when I'm using paper as well as when I'm using card. Let's take that off. There we go. Okay, so we've got our little skinny panel there that's going to act as our tab. So I'm going to take off just a little bit into that section there, and then I'm actually going to cut right the way along. Keep on going until I get to that top score line there. Okay, and then I'm going to take that whole section out by cutting along that score line. Okay, it's kind of difficult to see. There. Okay, so it now looks like that. Okay, as I said, it's nice and easy. Going to put some glue along that little tab there. Just spreading that around. Then fold that over and line that edge up. Along there. Give that a good press. And then I like to fold it over again. And then you can see on mine that I have that tiny little overlap there. And because it's a much darker colour on the inside, I want to chop that off. Just shows I haven't been entirely accurate with my scoring. But you can always fix it. Like that. So it is a tiny little slither that I've taken off, but I think it's worth that effort just so you don't have that really deep dark green showing there. Okay, so this is our top, this is the bottom. I'm folding the back bit forward, put some glue on that side tab on the inside and fold them both over and hold for a moment. Then I will put glue on this piece here and fold that around. And that will stick nicely. Okay, then I'm going to just pinch that in at the top there. Okay. You could put diagonal score lines on there if you wished. I'm happy with just that pinch at the top there. That bit folds over. Now that will be upside down, but who's really going to notice that? Or care, hopefully. Pop my little gift, whatever it is, inside. And then I have a little fabric clip just to hold that in place there while I get this stunning fresh freesia ribbon. And I'm going to give myself plenty to play with because I really do quite like these long tails on a gift bag like that. So just make sure I haven't twisted my ribbon. And then here's what's going to get all fingers and thumbs. Let's put that over there. And it doesn't really matter where you tie it because you can move it around. I'm going to try, double check, still not twisted it. And I can move that clip over to hold that bit there for me whilst I do my bow. leave it loose and play about with it. I'm going to just grab my snips and take that off there. Oh, I've lost that there. Lost my thread. It is a super simple, quick and easy bag if you can tie a bow. Which seems to be beyond me right now. That has gone not terribly well, but you know that tying a bow is 10% tying, 90% fiddling and finessing. I'm going to try and pull them that way. That'll do for now. I might try that again later when I'm not on camera. Well, that's a bit better, I think. There we go. That'll do. That will do. And then just chop my tails bottom like that. And the other bit is to add a little bit more decoration on. And this is where the stamps and dies from the framed violets comes in. I've already got my stamp set up. Just add some black ink to that. And you may have noticed that I'm still using Tuxedo Memento, just simply because when I'm doing something on camera, it dries quicker. Whereas with the new hybrid ink, you need to stamp and then wait for it to dry before you colour. And I've got far too much ink on that. I don't like it. You can see the difference between that one and that one. Just too much ink. Or too much pressure. I'm not sure what I did, but I'm not quite so much of a fan. That's better. Just gives that finer line and just looks a little bit nicer for colouring. And I'm using Stampin' Blends here. I used Fresh Freesia, oops, and actually used Lost Lagoon for the leaf on that one. I'm going to change that out for this one. And I'm going to use Peaceful Pine on that one. Excuse me. And I'm just doing very simple colouring in on that. I went by eye with the other one and just chose Lost Lagoon, but actually this is the colour that's on the designer series paper, so oops, just quickly give that a bit of colour. A little bit extra along those lines. That will fade down a bit. And then I'm going to go in with dark Fresh Freesia in the centre. And at the joins, the overlaps of the leaves there. And then go over that with the light. There, once I've got that done, it's a quick die cut. Just kind of going over that central bit a little bit more. Then there is an outline die that fits that perfectly. I'm just gonna line that up like so, and then put on a piece of well-used washi tape to hold that in place. And I don't need all of that, so I'll just chop off the excess. I'm just going to die cut this. I'll be back in a second. And then I will put that over there with some dimensionals. So I'm just going to pop on 2, 1 there, and 1 there, and my ribbon's going to go in between. Get them both off. Just straighten that ribbon up a bit, like so, and pop that on there, and there we have it. 2 lovely little gift bags that contain a little bag of dried lavender. My room smells amazing at the moment with that. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. All the measurements will be in my blog post. There's a link to that in the description for this video. If you're new to my channel, click on that subscribe button, click the bell and get notification the next time I upload a video. Until then, please do take care. Bye bye.